So good afternoon, everyone. I did want to provide everyone with update number, I think this is 12 now, on what this coronavirus symptoms look like and, how we progress through them. I want to thank you for following along, being a part of this and understanding what this looks like if you get it and what you could potentially do for yourself or your loved ones in case you come across any of these symptoms that you have seen since my first video. Real quick, an update about last night. Last night, I felt pretty good last night, actually. There was some coughing, but that's normal. That's daily. And other than that, only when I went to sleep did I start to develop a slight headache. And always, at all times, I'm still uncomfortable in my chest area. Still feel this pressure right here and decreased lung capacity. So I think that's going to be a standard for a while, even after this virus passes. So, that's always there. But generally, the symptoms that I had last night were not much. I mean, they really weren't bad. And what I'm feeling today really wasn't bad. I did wake up this morning, and this morning I woke up and I felt like I had been drinking. I still felt a little loopy from sleeping, and it felt like that, when you wake up and you're not sure what's going on, and sometimes after you're drinking, although I don't drink, for those of you that know me, I don't drink much at all, and definitely not drinking during this thing. But last night I felt like, or this morning when I woke up, I felt like I had been drinking or something like that, just a little loopy until I got started. But that went away, and I don't have any tiredness. I'm not overtired. Definitely not the fatigue that I felt in the last week, 2 weeks. So I don't know. I guess I was just really tired, or maybe my body just needed the extra energy and took it away from my senses, I guess. But I'm actually feeling pretty good today. Slight tickle in my throat, some residual coughing still, but nothing major like it's been the last 2 weeks. And let's hope that the night goes well, right? Always at night, you don't know what to expect at night, but generally, I feel pretty good today. I still feel like some of the symptoms, I guess the biggest thing is like you can still feel it's a decreased lung capacity, right? I really am looking forward to the day when I can go and get another chest x-ray and we can figure out what's going on there. So once these test results come back, I'll know a little bit more about what I can do, when I can do that. And, I definitely I don't want to endanger anybody at the hospital just by trying to go get a chest x-ray. So once we figure out what's going on with me, we'll be able to do a little bit more when I talk to my doctor. So she sent me a message today and we were talking, and she said that, again, nobody had received test results. So I guess it's a Maryland thing, and hopefully it's not the same wherever you're at, and that your test results come back a little bit faster. I know that there was some discussion out there about these 15-minute tests. As far as I know, they're only available at the presidential level, because I don't know anybody that's had them. So if you got them in your area, consider yourself fortunate and feel a little bit presidential yourself. Real quick, I wanted to talk about something that I did, and I read it today, and I was like, you know what, I should probably say something about that. Your thermometer. If you are not sick right now, you should find your thermometer, and hopefully you have one. If you don't have one, you better get one, because you'll feel every single degree and half a degree that your temperature goes up if you get this. If you have a thermometer at home, you should be taking this and you should be setting a baseline for whatever your temperature is with your thermometer. Digital thermometers are not all going to read the same, right? You got to have a margin of error in there. There's electronic components, and there's always a margin of error with electronic components. For those of you that know me, know that I have electronics background, engineering, everything has a degree of uncertainty when it comes to electronic devices. So take your device, even if you have a mercury thermometer, your eyes may not be calibrated to whatever that is. So now is a good time to check your thermometer and to find out where exactly your baseline temperature is at. And when I first bought that thermometer, I checked my temperature at least 5 times just to know what my body temperature was per that thermometer. So what I did on my thermometer, mine says 97.2, right? That's my baseline. And what I do is I take the delta from 98.6, which would be a normal body temperature, right? So then there's about uh, 1 point, what is it? 1.2 degrees or 1.4 degrees of difference in in my thermometer. So whatever I do, I can take my thermometer, add that 1.4 to it, and then I know generally what my temperature is. So you should set a baseline on your thermometer so that you know exactly what your temperature is per your thermometer. I am telling you that every 0.1 degree that your temperature goes up with this thing, you're gonna feel it. I don't know how to explain it other than that, but you're gonna feel your temperature start to rise. You're gonna want to know where that's at, because there is a point where you're considered critical, and at that point you should be calling 911 and going to the hospital. Short of that, if you have a temperature of 100, 101, which was as high as my temperature got, they're not going to admit you. So you're going to want to do that and set the baseline for your thermometer. I'm gonna share a story and a word of caution here. I'm sorry if this story is about you, and but it's a good word of caution for everybody else. I know people out there that also live in Maryland, and they're a married couple with children. The husband decided that during quarantine, he was going to sneak outside and have a drink with his buddies outside. The wife caught him and was not happy at all and told him, "You're endangering our lives, and if you don't care that much, then go find somewhere to sleep," right? So maybe that's a little bit more detail than needed, but it's critical. So that's what happened. She took her quarantine serious, and she took her kids' lives serious, and she is not going to leave the house, and she doesn't want a bunch of people in and out of the house that don't take it serious as she does, even if it's her husband, right? So he was hanging out. He had to find somewhere to sleep. It was a family member, and he did. He stayed there, and he didn't go out after that. And he just tested positive for coronavirus. So, and the only thing he was doing was hanging out with his friends outside the house, drinking, but who knows where those friends were at. And you have to understand that these people that you are around, and you are, wherever you're at, you're endangering the lives of not only your direct relatives, but also anybody else that you're around. So the people that you were around were probably carriers, and maybe they didn't have any symptoms, but for some reason he got it. So please take this quarantine serious. I know that this is difficult. I know that for a lot of you younger people, that sitting in the house is a lot to ask for. And I know a lot of you are saying, well, I'm just going to go for a run. I can't tell you what to do, but they are asking you to stay in the house, and they are asking you not to go out, and they're asking you to quarantine. And it sucks not to go to the gym, and it sucks not to be able to run, and it sucks not to be able, but this is what we're being asked to do in our time. Okay? This is the sacrifice that we're being asked to make. So I know that if you were born in 1940s, you were asked to make a whole different sacrifice. 1920s, a whole different sacrifice. And the only thing you have to do is sit still. That's all they're asking you to do. Sit in the house. So hopefully you guys are taking this serious. To that gentleman that was out there, I really hope you recover. I apologize for having to tell the story, but you messed up, dude. So hopefully you recover, though, and you get back with your family and everybody's safe and sound. So I hope that you're all staying safe. Hope that you're all inside. Please practice Instacart and everything else where you have your groceries delivered. Just stay inside. Stay in the house. All right. This is a brutal virus, and it doesn't want to let go. I am on day 17 now, and this thing is still holding on. So it's not holding on as much as it was, but it definitely is still there. Residually, I think it's on its way out again. But don't take the chance, and don't risk getting this in your system. You never know what symptoms you're gonna get. So, all right, I want to let you go. Thank you for following. Thank you for being concerned. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for sharing with each other. And hopefully we have test results tomorrow, and I'll be able to get back to you tomorrow on what those are. All right. Stay inside and stay safe.